Well, let's talk now to Koen Pauwels, Distinguished Professor of Marketing at the DeMoray McKim School of Business at Northeastern University. Welcome to the programme. Thanks for joining us. So we looked there at some of the hits and misses, if you like, when it comes to marketing online. But what about incorporating sales directly into social platforms like TikTok? What advantages are there for brands to do that?
Oh, thanks, Robin. And there's so many advantages for brands. I would say, number one, it fits into a consumer trend of going from more like search-based purchases to content-based. So I think kind of TikTok is wonderful for, I like it, I see it, I buy it kind of products that you didn't know that you needed or even wanted, but that when an influencer or content creator that you follow, shows it in action specifically, you want to be able to quickly buy it in a kind of frictionless commerce. Besides consumers, brands also really like what I call closed-loop measurement in marketing. So if you want to convince your boss or whoever is giving you the money for marketing, then it really helps to have a tool that says, hey, somebody kind of saw this product and right away clicked on a button and then went and bought. And so that just makes it more likely that it's incremental, that that person bought the product or the service because they saw the ad.
So do you think this is fundamentally changing the way that people now shop online?
I think it has always been there. I find it a little bit kind of bringing Asian insights to the Western Hemisphere too, because if I may make that, very stereotypical distinctions, but, living in the US, a lot of, websites are just focused on search behavior, right? So for instance, Amazon, I have some idea what I'm looking for. It may be more specific or more vague, but I search and then I browse through items and I see what I like. Going to the brand's website itself, is even more requiring of what we call lower funnel, right? You already know the brand, you have a good idea that they offer the kind of products you like, whereas this is much more entertainment or discovery based, in the sense that a lot of consumers and a lot of younger consumers, prefer to kind of be exposed to entertaining content and then go and buy it. And so this has been going on for decades already in China as a more dominant form, but I also see it making more and more headway in the countries that I visit.
So brands who do use TikTok Shop and other similar things, they're basically buying into influencers. What are the risks of being associated so closely with certain personalities?
It always comes at a risk, right? You give up some of your control. Also, of course, people are loyal to some extent to the influencer or the content creator, as I make the distinction, but not necessarily to your brand. So if the influencer misbehaves or goes off track, that can have dire consequences. There was a very recent scandal in Italy where I do some of my research, where an influencer was promoting a product that then was not available, and that was very damaging for the influencer, but of course also for the brand. And then the question is, who is to blame? And that gets into more negative news stories that you want to stay out of as a brand.
Koen, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for coming on Global Business Europe. That's Koen Pauwels from Northeastern University.